Hey friends, today I want to talk about reharmonizing a chord progression, but also how you can spice up your comping, right? I think many of us, we find a way how to accompany somebody and then we stick with what works, and that's great. But I've been a little frustrated lately because I've been using a lot of the same shapes and ways to accompany somebody for a very long time, and I really needed to find some inspiration. I found some inspiration with this Noah Kellman video. He's a pianist, right? We can't play in the same way the pianists do, like they have more fingers and more notes that they can play at the same time. We can't just, like play the melody in the right hand and the chords in the left hand or something like this. We'll have to find a way around. But I'm not so obsessed anymore with, like having the melody note at all times ring out and then play the chords below. There are many other ways how you can also find new ideas for your comping. So the tune that I'm going to use to demonstrate what I want to do today is Body and Soul, and there are going to be 3 things that you can learn today. But first I want to just play the A part one time for you in a way that I would usually play it. And of course you also find a PDF with music notation and tabs of everything that I'm playing today. Right, so this is one way how you can harmonize this melody. I'm basically playing the chords that you can find in the real book, and even so I'm trying to have some nice voicings, and there are some small ideas in it already. I'm not satisfied how it sounds, and I find it a little bit sort of predictable, and maybe we have been hearing stuff like this for many times, right? So the first tip that we're going to try to sort of do is to approach chords chromatically from above, but also from below, right? So just to really demonstrate what I mean, I'm going to play the first 2 bars without the melody, one time approaching the chords chromatically from above, and one time approaching them chromatically from below. So like this. And what's really nice, all those ideas that I'm giving to you today, you can also use them just for comping, right? This was just like an example how you could accompany somebody, but you can also, of course, use them to spice up your chord melody playing. So let me give you the example where I'm chromatically approaching the chord from below, because that works as well. I think mostly we approach from above, I guess, but approaching from below is really cool. I'm going to play another set of chords and let's hear how that sounds. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the melody one more time. I'm going to try to move in chromatically into the chords. I don't know from which direction, not necessarily with every chord, right? I'm just going to try to do what's going to happen, basically. Right, so this is just a small trick. Sometimes I keep a chord shape and then I keep the top note and then I really, right, sort of just shift the rest along if that's possible. That's easier, right? Maybe find another thing, maybe this one. D flat major 7, 9. Makes for sure for some interesting experiments, right? So the next idea is a little bit more complex, and this idea is called sort of filling up chord progressions with diatonic chords, right? So I want to talk about diatonic chords first and maybe do some exercises first on this thing, and then let's try to have that in the chord melody arrangement or in a comping. Body and soul is in D flat, right? So let's start like this. Let's play the diatonic chords in D flat major. Let's play the shell voicings in D flat major, just to get a lay of the land. So we can just like start here. Let's start with the lowest possible shell voicing. That would be the F minor, right? Third degree, third, four, think the degrees. Right, so this would be one way how we already have been visualizing all those chords in the D flat major scale. There are diatonic chords, so each of those chords have only notes from the D flat major scale. So why not fill up space with material from the scale, right? But just like in chord form. And then the drop 3 voicings, which is nothing else than the shell voicing, but then we add a note on the B string. Of course, there exist inversions as well. So anybody stop me here? Of course, if we invert the F minor, that would be this shape, or this shape, or this shape. And then let's take this shape. We can, again, find all the diatonic chords in the inversion. Let's do that as a last thing. So that would be F minor 7, E flat minor 7, D flat major 7, C half diminished, I love it. Right, so we can just like, use chord voicings that we have and shift them through the scale. That it can be any kind of voicing. I can't stop now, I have to give you another example. So let's say we have this like quartal fourth harmony voicing that we like so much and we never found a way to implement it. So let's just like use it on the second degree where we would have like the E flat minor, and now we can just, each note goes to the next note in the D flat major scale. So the E flat goes to the F, the A flat to the B flat, the D flat to the E flat, the A flat to the G flat to the A flat. So in this case, it stays the same, but now it changes. The F goes to the G flat, the B flat goes to the C, the E flat to the F, and the A flat to the B flat. Right? Good. And like this we come up with a bunch of chords again. So fascinating stuff. But still, everything that I've been playing up till now, it's all D flat major material, right? So let's get back to body and soul. Now it's going to be tricky because I didn't practice this at all. But what I'm going to do is just like, so if I'm starting on the E flat minor, the first chord, I'm going just like to play, let's see what happens. I'm going to play the melody just for myself. Right? So I'm going to just like use this voicing, and then I'm just going to go downwards in diatonic shell voicings. Right? right? I could also go in the other direction. So I'm maybe going up 3 chords diatonically, and then I'm using the 4th chord, chord number 4, to approach the B flat, which is the next chord, chromatically from above, chromatically from below. So basically playing a lot of more chords, forget about the time for the moment, and just like playing a bunch of diatonic chords, but in the end I'm approaching the chord that's on the lead sheet chromatically from below or above, and plus I'm trying to play the melody. Oh my god. Yeah, so let's try to play a comping. I'm just going to play a little bit for myself to get into it, and then I'm just going to try to find some diatonic chords. Oh yeah. Always thinking about the chord I want to go to. Yeah, so let's have a really easy example. Let's take a 2-5-1. Just let's take the 2-5-1 to D flat major, right? E flat minor. And let's be a little bit more precise, and let's say we have 4 chords per bar. That will make it easier, so we know we have 4 diatonic chords. 3 diatonic chords and 1 chromatic approach chord. So that would be, for example, E flat minor, diatonic, F minor, G flat. My next chord is the B flat 7. I'm approaching it chromatically from below. And maybe I'm staying there because just like for the movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now maybe in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then the last tip that is really my favorite tip is to sort of have a chromatic enclosure. We know if we have a note, we can enclose that note, but we can also, I'd like to call it that, have like a chromatic enclosure chord. So let's say the tonic is D flat major. We keep the voicing. The chromatic enclosing chords would be just like we really give ourselves the chance to stay a little longer on those chromatic chords and not play them like this, but maybe like this. One more time, different approach. I like this a lot, I heard that a lot. Let's have it with another voicing, maybe a 2-5-1 in C major. Right, and then there's one other way how you can do is to, so sort of we're delaying the landing point. That would be the tonic, so we would play D minor 7, G7, and then we play the flat 3 major chord, that's the E flat. Okay. So these are just some ideas that I want to work on. I hope I could inspire you, and I see you soon. Bye.